Got a little bit of New World news for you guys here. In this one, we had a Christmas Day Forge in Eternum, and it was the monthly Q&A. These videos are usually pretty good, and this one did have some good information in there. So in this video, the developers talked about their big upcoming plans for 2024. And for those of you waiting on more information about aim assist, we have a little bit of that info to share with you as well. So in this video, we're going to quickly recap the Q&A, and we're going to give you guys some of my thoughts as I go through this. So the Q&A started off by someone asking why the Season 4 release was delayed, and then it was still released in a really bad state. It was very buggy, a lot of things didn't work right, and the devs stated that they weren't happy with the quality of the Season 4 product. It was unacceptable by their standards, and they are working to do better in the future. Hopefully we'll see that. Hopefully we'll see some better releases in the future, because Season 4 was very rocky, but that's the answer they gave us. I'm not real sure what answer we would expect for them to give us for that question, but this is what they gave us, and it is a good answer, or at least an encouraging answer. So hopefully in the future things will get better with those releases, because that was most definitely, as a player, a very frustrating situation. The next one was a really big one. This question asked, will controller lock on and aim assist be for both PvE and PvP? So obviously this has been an incredibly hot button issue in the community, and they said that they're going to try several things during the course of development, but initially lock on will not be available in PvP, but aim assist will be. Both are going to be active in PvP, but the aggressiveness of how much aim assist is tuned is something they're going to be monitoring. So it will be active during the Season 5 PTR for testing, so we can jump on there and test it if you have a controller that you can hook up to your PC. But I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest. We're just going to have to wait and see. I don't really want to overreact to this, but at the same time, I'm not so sure that aim assist in an action combat game like this is going to be super fantastic. But we'll wait, we'll see. We'll see how controller feels. We'll see how aggressive the aim assist is tuned in PvP. And then we can make our assessments then. And hopefully we can jump on the PTR and give some feedback. Historically, I know that hasn't been super great, and the feedback that we give oftentimes isn't implemented how we really want it to be implemented, or sometimes overlooked altogether. But all we can do at this point is cross our fingers and hope that we can get on the Season 5 PTR, we can test this stuff, and we can provide feedback, and they can tune it accordingly. So I am trying not to overreact to the aim assist situation. We're just gonna have to wait and see how that works out. The next question was regarding 3v3 cross-world arenas, and that was left off of the roadmap that we've seen previously. They did say that the 3v3 arenas are not going to be coming with the cross-world expeditions, but they should come very soon after. And then they talked about the big plans they have coming for PvP in 2024. They didn't go into a lot of detail for these, but they kept reiterating that PvPers are going to be super happy in 2024 because they do have some big things coming. They said it's not only PvP though, they have some really big things coming for PvE and PvP. So hopefully we will get some really nice things in the game for both of those game modes. PvP, in my opinion, definitely needs some love. I think we have a lot of game modes in PvP, if we're being perfectly honest, but the problem is we don't have a new OPR map. It's been very stale for a very long time. We did get a new arena map, but I hope we at least get some new OPR map or some new mode within OPR to kind of throw into that rotation. I don't believe, at least in my opinion, that we need a whole new PvP mode. I just think they need to shake things up within the modes they currently have. And then obviously, if you watch my last video or watch any of my content at all, my number one biggest wish is that they just completely redo the territory control system, which could lead to some amazing PvP and a lot of fun for a whole lot of people, really for everyone that plays the game if done correctly. But we'll just have to wait and see. I have no idea what they have in plan for 2024, but that is my biggest wish for New World, is that they redo that system, because I think it is absolutely atrocious. So they said big plans for PvP in 2024, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. They also mentioned some nerfs coming in for the Serenity. That's really no surprise. I think we'll get a lot of balance changes coming in for Season 5, so we'll just have to wait and see what those are. And then someone asked, why in the world would you push controller support over other features, like a new OPR map, for example? They said that they try to cater to the broader audience, and there was a large demand for controller support. So I do feel like that's probably true. There are a lot of people that ask for controller support, and PvP is obviously not the only thing in the game. However, I really wish we would get some new OPR map, because the same one for the last 2 years has been very stale. But they did say that there are some big things coming in 2024. They reiterated that with this question, and they said that it should excite PvP players. So hopefully that hints at bare minimum at a new OPR map. And again, hopefully a rework of territory control, but who the heck knows what that's going to be. So they continue to iterate that throughout the video. That was kind of the big theme, that there are big things coming in 2024. And in this question specifically, they said that this should excite PvP players. Then they talked about increasing more ways or adding more fun ways to get things like Azoth Inductors, Chromatic Seals, Dark Matter. And this was really relating to the winter event because we can now get those from the winter event. And so someone was asking if we're going to have more options to get those in the future. They said that they are going to be looking at more fun ways to get those items, but I don't think those items are near as important as they were before because they did recently change how crafting works. So I'll make sure to link that video down in the description below if you're not aware of those changes. And then someone posted a very angry question about why in the world are you punking the players the February to May roadmap, because they said there's not any content coming in from February to May. And I can kind of relate to that comment. I think a lot of us that have been playing the game for a really long time probably feel that way. However, they said the team is working very hard to put out content. It may not be as much content as we want, but they're working hard to get us content. And again, they said there's a lot coming in 2024. So I do think they had a point whenever they answered this question. They said there is content coming and they are working hard. And there definitely is some content coming to the game, but it's just not the content that we as players have been playing the game for a very long time really are looking forward to or really want to have coming to the game. So all we can do now, again, is cross our fingers and hope that whenever 2024 comes and then May rolls around, that we'll have some really, really big announcements that's going to excite all of us in May. And just hope. I mean, we can just sit here and hope, because a lot of the stuff coming in, like the new 10-man trial, we've kind of been there, done that. The seasonal events kind of been there, done that. Although they are really good and a lot of new players will enjoy them, or maybe even returning players and haven't played for a long time, there's really not a lot to continue to keep a lot of long-term players logging into the game every day. And so I hope that May is actually really big and as big as they are hyping it up to be. And then they talked about influence races a little bit. They said that they're looking at the feedback and data to adjust the timing, etc., of the influence races. And again, I think there's just a much bigger underlying problem with influence races, which is the entire territory control system. I just feel like there's a massive missed opportunity here with that system, and influence races is one of them. I think influence races could be a super fun time, but I feel like they are way too gated. I don't know why they just don't spread them out more during the day, or there's like a million different things they could do, but ultimately none of that's going to fix anything until they actually fix the underlying problem, in my opinion. But they did say they're looking at feedback and data to adjust the timing, etc., of the influence races. So I'm sure we'll see some sort of change coming into those pretty soon. And the final question was, why time gate the amount of hell spikes you can get each day from the winter event? And they said they didn't want players to feel like the only activity in the game was grinding the winter warrior. And they said that the large constant zergs put a lot of strain on the servers. So they 5 times the rewards so players can do other things during their play session versus grinding the warrior. They just didn't want it to feel like a job whenever you logged into New World, that you had to go grind the warrior all day, every day during the course of that event. I personally don't mind this at all, but I can see the point of some players that can only log in on certain days. They can't log in every day to get their 3 spikes. So they can log in and grind for like 8 hours on a Saturday or something and kind of catch up with the event. I get it. But at the same time, I feel like for most players, this is probably a fine change. And for me, I didn't mind it too much, but some of you guys may feel differently. But that's why they time gated it. And I feel like this would have probably been a lot better received if this is how the event would have rolled out initially, instead of changing the event mid-event. So hopefully this will be a lesson learned, and in the future we won't see those types of things happening. That's going to do it for this one, boys and girls. That was the community Q&A for December. So hopefully we will get a super big latter half of the year of 2024. They continue to promise big things are coming. I don't know what that means at this point, but all you guys know what my wish is, the rework of territory control. But at the bare minimum, I hope we get some new OPR maps, maybe a raid. I still think the big announcement is going to be New World moving to console. It just makes sense with controller support coming in and a lot of the other news we've seen. So I'm still going to die on that hill, but nonetheless, I hope we get some other really good things along the way as well, because I hope it's just not a port to console or controller support, and that's all we're getting. I really hope they deliver on this promise. and the latter half of 2024 is amazing. I'm still holding out hope. I think New World could be really fun, really good. It is a great game, but we desperately need more in-game content. That's going to do it for this, boys and girls. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you enjoy New World content, I'm still going to be making it here on the channel. So please make sure to like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. Of course, we stream every single Monday, every single Friday over twitch.tv/BDLG, 8 o'clock a.m. CST, and right here on YouTube at the same time, same days. That's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.